Coming up at 4:30, following the devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria, members of the Oklahoma City community from all different backgrounds came together to pray and show support. Plus, how are you feeling? What resources are there for you and your mental health on campus? And of course, we have your full weather forecast. All that and more on this edition of UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Brady Gray.
And I'm Miracle Garrett. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Last night, members in Oklahoma City held a prayer vigil for the people struggling in Turkey and Syria. UCentral's Jocelyn Schifferdecker has the story.
Tragedy in Turkey continues as aftershock waves continue to rock the country. The number of reported deaths has now surpassed 47,000, and that number is expected to rise as rescue crews are still searching for people underneath damaged buildings. Here in Oklahoma City, members of various religious organizations all joined together in a prayer vigil. There were people from Islamic backgrounds, Greek backgrounds, Christian backgrounds. They all came from different backgrounds, all of different ages, but they all had one thing in common. Their hearts go out to Turkey. Healing and hope. Those were common themes shared in this powerful prayer vigil for the victims of Turkey and Syria.
In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to watch over those who are suffering tonight in Turkey and Syria.
The vigil took place at St. Paul's Cathedral in Oklahoma City. Through tears, hugs, and community, Oklahomans of more than 10 different religious faiths all joined together to share their sorrow and show support.
We need in the days and hours ahead. Protect them from physical harm, shield them from emotional pain, and guard them from taking this trauma into themselves.
The earthquakes have not only killed tens of thousands, but have left millions homeless. Attendees at the vigil said in addition to their thoughts and prayers, they are raising funds to help provide relief to those hurting.
Inspire generosity in the hearts of the people, Lord, not only here, but across the globe. Inspire individuals to give their resources and money.
Leaders of the event also stressed the importance of standing together as a community in tragic events like this.
We join together to instill some sense of stability amongst the shaking land.
Reporting from Oklahoma City, Jocelyn Schifferdecker, UCentral News.
There will be a Turkish food fair dedicated to fundraising for the earthquake victims this Saturday at the Raindrop Turkish House from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And right now, you're looking at a photo of the Chinese spy balloon as it appeared from the cockpit of a U-2 spy plane. An Air Force pilot snapped the picture as the balloon crossed into the U.S. It was originally spotted on January 28th and shot down a week later off the coast of South Carolina. The State Department said the high-altitude balloon was capable of conducting surveillance, and the Defense Department officially released this photo of it. And it has been super windy today, Brady.
Yeah, that wind is totally coming out of the south, absolutely making it really warm out, but we'll see if that warm weather continues. Destiny Pittman with your first look at weather. Destiny?
Good evening, Broncos. I'm just going to give you some of your weather updates for today. So like they said, it is very warm out, but don't get too used to that. Currently outside, it is 69 degrees. It's nice and breezy outside. The sun's out. It's actually a really nice day. And then the winds are blowing southwest at 24 miles per hour. And then the humidity rate is 36%, so it isn't too humid, and it feels like 67 degrees. So it's a very nice day. And then moving on to tonight, the temperature is going to drop, and it's still going to be a clear night, though. And then the winds are going to be going northwest at 21 miles per hour. And then the humidity rate is 50%. And then luckily there is no chance of rain tonight, but later on going into the weekend and early next week, we're going to have a ton of rain. So just look forward to that. So don't get too used to the nice clear days because they're going to be going away for a little while. That's all for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Destiny. And is it time for America to adopt a 4-day work week? The results from a UK pilot program are in, adding to the growing body of evidence revealing that a shortened work week could be life-changing for employees and beneficial for companies. CNN's Chris Wynn explains why researchers are calling their study a success.
There's a revolution happening in the workplace.
Why are we still working 5 days a week? And why aren't we working on our lives?
This week, the nonprofit advocacy group 4-Day Week Global released the results of a 6-month pilot involving around 2,900 workers in the UK, where 61 companies agreed to let their employees work 4 days a week without a reduction in pay.
all around the world, across many industries, we're finding that this model can work.
According to the data, on average, employees reported higher job satisfaction, lower rates of burnout, and less work-related stress. The results also showed most of the companies involved reported no drop in productivity, with 92% keeping the 4-day schedule beyond the trial. Despite this, some human resource experts believe getting more American companies on board could be tough because of competition and the fear of falling behind.
Companies, employees, they want to win, and it is important for them to keep inching their targets higher and higher.
But some psychologists say employee burnout is cause for concern, with more people now prioritizing their mental and physical health, especially post-pandemic.
It's a step in the right direction to find a way to have a more sustainable life and a life that's more worth living.
A potentially game-changing shift in culture and mindset, as some aim to challenge the status quo.
This is about how we as people are looking to work in the future.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
While a 4-day work week sounds ideal, many people struggle with mental health from other things more than like work and school.
And if you are in need for mental health services, UCO has a Center for Counseling and Well-Being, which is offered free to all students. The center offers virtual walk-in hours 9 to 11 a.m. and 1 to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Their services help students resolve emotional difficulties, improve personal skills, overcome the effects of trauma or grief, decrease substance use, and achieve their intellectual, personal, and creative potential through traditional conversational therapy. If you feel like you need these services, go to the top floor of the NI, room 402.
Many Americans are not comfortable with artificial intelligence when it comes to health care. That's according to a new survey by the Pew Research Center. It found 60% of Americans wouldn't be comfortable with a healthcare provider relying on AI to diagnose their disease or recommend treatment. About 6 in 10 Americans also said they wouldn't want AI-driven robots performing parts of their surgery. And almost 8 in 10 said they wouldn't want AI involved in their healthcare at all. But they're not totally anti-AI when it comes to healthcare. 65% of survey respondents think using AI to detect skin cancer could improve accuracy of a diagnosis. And some survey respondents said they thought AI could reduce racial bias in healthcare as well.
And Spotify is planning to make its curated playlists more personal. The company is rolling out a personalized voice DJ to announce its songs and offer other color. Spotify has long made music suggestions for listeners. The difference is now it is introducing an artificially intelligent disc jockey to mimic listening to terrestrial radio. It comes on the heels of AI software like ChatGPT making waves in other sectors. Spotify's newest offering is powered by its acquisition of AI voice platform Sonatic. It will only be available to premium subscribers for now.
And our weather outside's continuing to heat up. Is that it for our cold weather in Oklahoma? Destiny Pittman has that and more in our full look at weather. Stay tuned.
Believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, So much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back. These are just going to be some of your weather headlines to keep in mind as you're going throughout your week into the weekend. So first, this weekend there is a high chance of rain. It's supposed to rain Saturday and Sunday. So if you're going to be out and about those days, just make sure to have either an umbrella or a rain jacket with you. And then if you've been outside today, you can tell it is very windy. That wind is going to continue on until this weekend. So also just keep that in mind as you're going out this weekend. And then moving on, we're going to go throughout the statewide current conditions. So as you look across the screen, you can see the weather's kind of all over the place in Oklahoma, as it always is, but we'll start up in Guymon. So up in Guymon, it is 32 degrees there. I'm not jealous of them because it's a nice warm day here. And then Woodward, the same, it's still pretty cold there, 36 degrees. And moving down to Clinton, it is 64 degrees. And then down in Altus, it is 75 degrees. And Lawton, 73. And then moving on to Ardmore, Ardmore is 76, and then down in Idabel, it is the warmest part of the state tonight. It is 78 degrees, so I'd rather be there where it's nice and warm. And then moving up to McAllister and OKC are both 72 degrees. And then Enid is 56 degrees, as well as Ponca City. And then Tulsa is 74 degrees. And then up in Miami is 66. So as you can see, we have some of the 30s here, the 50s and 70s. And that weather is going to continue being a little all over the place for the next few weeks. And then since it is Black History Month, I just want to give you guys another fun Black History fact. So did you know that the singer and music producer Sylvia Robinson was the first Black person to make a successful rap album? And the record was called Rapper's Delight, and it's by Sugar Hill Gang. So that album was actually one of the first rap albums to actually do successful, like commercially. So that's a very interesting fact. That's all I have for now. Back to you guys to the desk.
Thank you very much, Destiny. And I know with the weather coming up in rain, I'm going to be down in Bricktown later this week. Hopefully I can kind of avoid that as it comes
guys,
out.
do not forget your umbrellas, but the temperature seems pretty nice.
Definitely not February-like.
Right.
Nevertheless, we'll see if that continues in weeks going on. Coming up in social media, though, a Supreme Court hearing about social media rights is happening right now.
And how are the Oscars trying to prevent a crisis like last year's? Emma Birch has this and more. Stay tuned, Broncos.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit TravelOK.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Emma Birch, and here's your social media update. This just coming into our newsroom, that rapper Nipsey Hussle's killer has been sentenced to 60 years to life in prison. Eric R. Holder Jr. was found guilty of first-degree murder back in 2022 after Holder shot and killed Hussle back in 2019. The judge gave 25 years to life for murder and then 25 more for enhancement gun charges and 10 more years on top of that for assault with a firearm. The fight for social media and trying to stop terrorist groups from posting graphic footage is happening right now in the Supreme Court. CNN's Chris Wynn has more on Case 23, 2030 and what you should know.
At the Supreme Court, the battle over free expression online is coming to a head. Of it all, Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a 27-year-old federal law that protects websites like Google, Twitter, and others from lawsuits over what their users post online. Some Democrats, including President Joe Biden, say it prevents tech giants from being held accountable for spreading misinformation and hate speech. But many Republicans allege that it gives big tech a license to censor conservative viewpoints. In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
After last year's shocking Oscar show with Will Smith and Chris Rock, a new crisis team will be put in place in hopes to prepare for any fiasco in the upcoming awards show. The Academy said that they are adding an on-site professional communicators. The CEO of Motion Pictures said that the team will be ready to gather information and have a statement ready at any moment. This comes after actor Will Smith walked on the stage and slapped host Chris Rock after he made a joke about Will Smith's wife. The board of the Oscars got lots of backlash after taking too much time to punish Will Smith. They hope that the crisis team will not be needed. The Oscars will be on March 12th in Los Angeles. Elon Musk's new plan for Twitter is expanding in a community-based update to stop fast-developing news that is sent out on the app. Community Notes, the new feature on the social media platform, will alert people when a tweet that you've engaged with in the past gets a new update on the topic. The update hopes to limit misinformation and false reports by letting users know that there is a new development in the original tweet. As you can see on the screen, tweeters reacted with positive responses. And if you're an Ariana Grande or The Weeknd fan, you might want to listen to this. Last night, Twitter blew up with Ariana moving to #2 in trending after the pop singer posted a tease of the remix Die For You, The Weeknd song. Grande posted a clip of her editing the remix with her vocals on Instagram. Then The Weeknd reposted the Instagram story with a smiley tear eyes emoji. The two sang the song Save Your Tears that hit the top 100 billboards. The release date has not been yet announced. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for the song.
I know, I'm excited for this song. I love Ariana Grande. She has a very angelic voice.
She's good. I need more country music.
Country music.
I'm not right, but like, I need more country music for sure to actually get excited.
Okay.
But something to be very excited about. Coming up in sports, Jaden Ford covers potentially the biggest basketball game of the season involving our Broncos. Plus, the Thunder are back in action. Keep it here.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos. Forward, and this is your Wednesday Sport Report. And with the MIAA basketball playoff around the corner, UCO basketball is preparing for a busy stretch. UCO's own Callan Hayden has more on the story.
The UCO men's basketball team will wrap up their final games of the regular season this weekend as they travel on the road to Missouri and Kansas. The Broncos are coming off last week's 2 wins against their in-state rivals, Rogers State University and Northeastern State University. UCO's record currently stands at 23-3 and will have a chance to secure back-to-back MIAA conference championships with 2 more wins this week. Here's UCO coach Jerry Wells and UCO basketball player Cam Givens on this week's games and how the team will handle the pressure.
They've been in these big moments before, and that always helps as far as when you have these big time moment games, is having players like that on your team, and they tend to settle everyone else down.
It's a road game, and we're kind of expecting that noise. So throughout the week, we're just telling each other, hey, we know it's going to be loud, we know it's going to be rowdy, we're going to be down sometimes, but we just got to stick together through it.
Our guys are really confident in our ability to defend when we really work together and really communicate. So they're looking forward to it. From what I can see in them, they're ready to go. They're always.
Well, we just know it's important for the #1 seed in the region, and that's what we're focused on. And we have 2 games too, so we're trying to keep that in perspective. But as far as Northwest, we just know this means a lot for our postseason hopes. So,
the Broncos will leave Wednesday morning, where they'll first travel to Maryville, Missouri, for Thursday's night's game at 7:30 against the #3 ranked Northwest Missouri State University Bearcats. It'll be a top 10 showdown as the Broncos are ranked #9 in this week's national poll, and the two will be facing off to see who will be the #1 ranked team in the MIAA conference regular season standings, and also the #1 spot for the Central Region rankings as well. The Central Region rankings will determine who gets to host the first round of the Division II NCAA National Tournament. With a Broncos win, they will look to overtake the #1 spot in both of those rankings. After Thursday night's game, the Broncos will then travel to Wichita, Kansas, and take on Newman University at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday for their final game of the season. From Hamilton Fieldhouse, Cal Hayden, UCentral News.
Thank you for that, Callan. And with the playoffs around the corner, the final stretch is here. Central is now #7 in the coaches poll, and after a little bit of movement, Central is now 12 in the country in the Division II sports poll. The Broncos, who are 23-3 on the season, head to Northwest Missouri this Thursday to take on the Bearcats, and they are ranked #2 in the coaches poll and #3 in the Division II sports poll. And with the Bearcats being 25-2 and 2 games ahead of the Broncos in play, this game deserves all the hype, and this could serve as a much-needed win heading into the playoffs. Good luck, guys. And the All-Star break is over, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are ready for a playoff push. This Thursday, February 22nd, the Thunder take on the Utah Jazz after a 9-day break since the last game versus Houston Rockets on February 15th. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 28-29 and 10th in the conference, play the Jazz, who are 12th in the conference, and with about 20 games left, every single win is that much more important. Seeding for this matchup is particularly on the ballot, and I hope that we can take this game down to the wire and get a Thunder win. You can catch that game on Bally Sports, everybody. And finally, former Denver Broncos first-round pick QB Paxton Lynch became the first quarterback ever to be benched in the NFL, CFL, XFL, and the USFL. Lynch is a player that the Cowboys owner Jerry Jones regretted not drafting, and they should have traded up for him, he said, but they did settle with Dak Prescott with the 135th pick. And if you watch the Dallas Cowboys play, we all know Dak is not Patrick Mahomes. However, I do think the team is better off without Paxton Lynch. And NBC sports reporter Peter King noted that the Cowboys' Jerry Jones woke up the next day wishing he drafted Lynch. I think we all know they're better off without him. That's all I have today. I'll toss it back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Jaden. And on the other side, a new film screening happening this evening on campus.
And plus, Destiny Pittman has your last look at weather. Stay with us, Broncos.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
The UCO Department of Mass Communication is presenting a film studies screening tonight in the Liberal Arts Building. The documentary Sounds of Identity will take center stage at 5 p.m.
So this screening is part of a 4-part series of screenings that the Film Studies minor is helping to put on this evening. We're collaborating with the Department of Theater and the Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies program.
Transgender woman to perform an opera lead in the U.S. with a professional company, and this is all taking place in the city of Tulsa. And a Q&A session with the producers Russ Kirkpatrick and Andy Kinslow will follow the screening. For more information, contact Matt Knutson by email.
And if you're interested in more than just watching films, UCO's Film Club is hosting a casting call for a horror short film titled The Woods. Auditions will be tomorrow at 3:45 in the Mass Communication Building, room 120. Scripts are provided and no experience is needed. For more information, visit UCO Film Club on Instagram.
And right now, let's toss it to Destiny for our last look at weather.
Welcome back, guys. I'm just going to give you your 7-day forecast. So today it was pretty warm out. It was 69 degrees and it was a little windy, but it was nice and sunny. The sun was out, so it was a nice, beautiful day. And then moving on to tomorrow, the temperature is going to drop. The high for tomorrow is 45 degrees, so not as nice, but still not too cold, and it's still going to be a nice sunny day. But then moving on to Friday this weekend and going on into this weekend, it's not going to be too bright out. Friday is going to be 44 degrees, and it is going to be a pretty cloudy day. Saturday is also cloudy, and it's going to be 53 degrees. And then going into the evening on Saturday, we are going to start seeing some rain. And then moving into Sunday, there is a 30% chance of rain on Sunday, and it's going to be 68 degrees. So the temperature is going to go up a little, but there's still going to be some rain out, so that's not as fun. And then Monday, we're going to start the week with some rain. There's a 40% chance of rain, and the high is going to be at 66 degrees. And then moving on to Tuesday, the sun's finally going to come back out. It's going to feel much like it is out today, and it's going to be nice and sunny. That's all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Destiny. And apparently the Groundhog Day forecast of 6 more weeks of winter, not exactly accurate, it looks like.
Right. I like the temperatures in February right now. It feels very nice. I will take this February over the last year.
I still stand by it. It needs to be colder. I'll be wrong. I'll be wrong all day long about that. But thank you so much for tuning into this edition of UCentral News. For everybody behind the scenes, punching buttons and doing a great job, I'm Brady Gray.
And I'm Miracle Garrett. You guys have a great evening.